Please be advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you to please do your own research. All media users found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings. Well, hi, I hope you all had a lovely Easter break. I know it's a little bit weird at the moment because a lot of us are at home anyway. I had a really nice time apart from managing to break my little toe, as some of you who follow me on Twitter saw. I managed to have a fight with the corner of the bed. It really did hurt. So now I have a black and blue toe. Luckily, I'm still okay to walk on it. I'm just walking a little bit lopsided. But yeah, so I hope all of you had an eventful weekend, not quite as eventful or painful as mine ended up to be. So this video slightly tacks onto my last video where I said, you know, she was stalking Angelina Jolie's style a little bit. But this isn't the first time, and the story that brought to my attention was a friend spoke to Tatler magazine. Previous friend, obviously, because Meghan only has previous friends. And he said that Meghan is like licorice. You either love her or you don't. I think the majority of people are in the don't category, given her behaviour over the last 18 months to 2 years. So he went on to say that Meghan is a bit of a shapeshifter who is no stranger to picking herself up and reinventing herself. Well, as this video will show you, he is not lying. So I decided to look into a bit more of her history and think, well, has she always been like this? No. In fact, Meghan has had lots of different, I'd say, personalities. She seems to be one of these people, a bit of a chameleon. And this is another reason why people don't trust her, because they've seen her change from person to person, changing religion from person to person. That's not someone that you really trust. Now, it's clearly obvious that Meghan, from a young age, from these pictures, you can see that she learnt to tap into that flirtiness with boys at a young age. And I'm not judging her for that, but it is a typical narcissist trait. Female narcissists often use flirting and actual relationships as a means to get what they want. They use relationships to enhance their ego, to gain status, power, esteem. Deep down, they're not really interested in the person, but more as for what they can get out of it. Obviously, she started these tactics early on. When you see the pictures of her with other girls at proms and that, she's definitely the one that is, I'd say, a bit more sexually promiscuous. You know, the dresses are lower, the slits are higher and stuff. So Meghan quite clearly knew at a young age how to bend boys around her little finger. There is a video clip, I couldn't find it, of Meghan bragging in a car. They're driving up, I think it's Rodeo Drive, and she's bragging about that the car that she's got and the license plate she's got, her latest boyfriend, you know, got it for her. And that's it. She's not talking about her boyfriend in affectionate terms. It's just a case of what she could get out of it, and she seems really, really proud of it as well. So Meghan had obviously been trying to break into the acting scene for a long time, doing various waitressing jobs, as we read on the blog Her Tig, where her father used to help her out, bail her out and ferry her around. In 2004, she met her first or second husband, Trevor Ingleson. Now, Trevor was up and coming at this point, really. He was a producer, he was into talent management, and he actually owned his own production company. Meghan struck gold. However, she never actually managed to generate any parts from Trevor, and it's since been reported that she bugged him a lot. But there she was, she got accustomed to a certain life with Trevor. You see pictures of her here in an earlier relationship with him. She looks like, to me, a typical valley girl. Sun-kissed, tanned, wearing baby doll dresses. She quite clearly adores her husband. She's playing a role here. When I say playing a role, to be honest with you, he's the only man that I've seen her with that she genuinely looked like that she did love him at this point anyway. There's lots of pictures of them having fun, playing around, and you see a different side to Meghan that not many people have seen. I think this is more of a genuine side to her than what we've seen and probably will ever see again. At this point, she was beginning to get invited to go get freebies. She loves freebies. She even said on her Tig blog, you know, that she loves going to these events and getting freebies. But you look at Meghan's style here. She's very casual, very down to earth in her styles. You know, she's going there, picking up the freebies and stuff, getting herself, you know, known. So in 2010, Meghan actually landed her first role with Suits. I probably believe it was through connections through Trevor, and pretty much in celebration, her and Trevor got married the following year. They got married in Jamaica, and you can see here them performing the traditional hora dance. of a wedding celebration, really. So she obviously did convert to Judaism. So Meghan is now beginning to clearly love her newfound star status. Yes, it was only a small part in a cable TV show, but this is the biggest role that she's ever had. She was able to attend sort of like carpet events and get invited to things that she's been dreaming of for a while. And here you begin to see her style change. You know, she's not got that tanned kind of valley girl look about her. She's wearing nicer designer clothes. She's looking polished. According to all of her former friends, this is about the time that Meghan really started changing. She started becoming really arrogant and up herself. She would ditch her friends at the last minute but expect them to stop all of their plans when she came into town. She would come in and try and hide behind baseball caps in case she got seen. And she just basically started behaving. The fame was definitely getting to her head. As well as avoiding her friends, she was beginning to take less and less phone calls from her husband Trevor, because Meghan was filming in Canada. Trevor was back in LA holding up the fort. And rumours started coming out that she had close friendships with the ice hockey player Michael Del Sotto. There was also rumours that she was becoming very close with certain cast members. And to be honest with you, it does seem like this is where their marriage really started to go into in decline. Meghan had suddenly got too big for everyone and everything that she ever knew. She's typically one of these people that basically got the big head. Even her expression started changing when she was on the red carpet events. You'd see pictures of her just generally in the beginning. She was sweet, she was smiley, it was genuine warmth. Then obviously as the fame started setting in, I found that her features were almost that of smug. I personally don't like it. I love it when you see an actress or an actor just genuinely smiling or laughing. It's natural. But Meghan was just kind of like, I don't know what you call it. I suppose it is that smug. They're trying to be smouldering and sexy, and to me they just look like they're being fake. So with her becoming distant to Trevor, suits got renewed for season 2. Trevor woke up sadly one day with his wedding rings mailed back to him, literally by FedEx. I mean, there was no sit down conversation. She didn't speak to him face to face. 11 years they were together in total. That is cold, isn't it? That is absolutely cold and brutal way to end your marriage. But luckily for Trevor, he has since moved on. He is now happily married, and I wish him all the best in the future. He had a lucky escape. So around about the time that she decided that she didn't want Trevor, this is when Meghan joined the Soho set. You know, this is like the Canadian Hollywood social clique. This is where she met people like Marcus Anderson, where she met Jessica and Ben Maroney, where Lainey Lou, and this is the sort of people that she started hanging around with. Her breast implants came out and she started adopting a different style. I'd say she was definitely looking a bit more classy, but again, this is Meghan reinventing herself to become someone completely different. During this time, she met the chef Corey Vitello. Now, it was rumoured that Corey was actually dating Tanya Kim, who was a well-known talk show host that, funny enough, used to actually work with Ben Maroney. Now, if you look at these pictures here, it's a little bit single white female. Again, Meghan then starts almost like dressing, well, not almost, but the way she's styling herself and everything. So Tanya and Corey broke up. Meghan then became Corey's girlfriend. She loved this newfound status. He was definitely popular, although Corey apparently didn't really seek fame. He was famed more for his work and the fact that he was a really good chef and the fact that he was dashingly good looking. You can tell the way that she changes. Her behaviour has completely changed in these pictures. She then started obviously hanging around with other people in the Soho set. You know, this is where she met Misha Nunu, and she was quite tight with her and Marcus Anderson. But just the way she behaves, she just seems to be coming across now as a bit sort of arrogant, look at me, aren't I wonderful sort of. And again, it's a complete change in her personality. Now, around about this time she was dating Corey, Meghan started up the TIG. The TIG, well, this is when she decided that she wanted to be an influencer. It was full of pictures of her whining and dying and wearing that bloody hat. That hat went everywhere with her. I hope she had lots of those hats, but it was her thing then, wasn't it? So then Meghan obviously then started, she came over to England a few times, didn't she? And then she started with pictures with her with Millie McIntosh, who was part of the UK Made in Chelsea set. I believe that Meghan was trying to get known in the UK social set so she could potentially look over here for a husband at this point. Corey was beginning to lose his shine, I suppose it were, and she was ready for bigger and better things. She was hobbying with the likes of Justin Trudeau and his wife Sophie. She was hanging around with the Mulroney new set, as I said. You know, she's now dabbling in politics, and she even gave a speech as the UN's women's advocate in 2015. She gave a very meaningful speech, which was totally plagiarized from Eleanor Roosevelt. You can watch the video, just literally go to YouTube and type in Meghan's UN speech. Watch the video though, she's completely full of herself at this point. The confidence is so much, and I honest to God thought she was going to give herself a round of applause at the end. Speaking of plagiarizing, she then started copying and kind of stalking Ivanka Trump. Yes, at this point in her life, little miss I'm not going to live in LA while Donald Trump is president fangirled his daughter for some time. Here's an extract from her TIG blog. You're going to have to pause this video and read it because, to be honest with you, I can't read out any drivel that this woman spouts without feeling nauseous. So pause the video, have a read, but you can see she's really blowing smoke up Ivanka's bottom. Rumour has it though, Ivanka actually gave her a bit of the cold shoulder, obviously realising that she's a social climber. Maybe Ivanka saw something that so many others didn't. And no great shocker, I think it was pretty much months later, Meghan was bad-mouthing Donald Trump on a TV show. Obviously, she's got the influence of her left-wing liberal friends, but it is funny, isn't it, how she was fangirling Ivanka for so long. She gets a bit of a cold shoulder. Next minute, she's absolutely bad-mouthing Donald Trump. Her and Corey were apparently still very much in love at this point, and here is a picture from May 2016. Now, why does that date ring a bell? Well, Meghan and Harry supposedly met. Do you remember that the internet basically got changed? It was initially announced that they met in May 2016, and they did. The Telegraph actually confirmed this, as did one of her Suits colleagues, Max Toplin. Now, this is very hard to find on the internet now, but basically Corey was a chef at an Invictus Games function. Meghan was his +1. Who was there? Harry. I don't know what happened. They clocked eyes on each other. She slipped him a phone number. Obviously, you know, Meghan likes to upgrade. So the stories came out in the UK media that they met for the first time on a blind date in June, wasn't it, when the stars aligned? No, they didn't. And as her colleague Max Toplin pointed out, Harry was in Canada quite a lot. So she was actually cheating on Corey with Harry in Canada. Round about the same time, this loved up picture of her with Corey. Corey, I'd like to say, has also had his happy ending. He's gone on to have a lovely little baby boy with one of his close friends. Another man that dodged a bullet. So right before she actually met Harry in March 2016, Meghan went on I think it was World Vision. She went as an ambassador to Rwanda. And she had all of these pictures done. And I've never been a massive fan of pictures like these because, yeah, okay, you do get a few natural shots and stuff where all the kids are laughing. But if you generally look, Meghan is pretty much acting and doing her big cheesy fake grins in these pictures. And half of the kids around them are like, So there's obviously nothing funny going on. It's literally posed pictures. But isn't it funny how she got these pictures done right before, round about the time she was getting close to meet Harry? Again, this is Meghan now beginning to transform herself into the humanitarian. Funny how she's never given a crap about the country before, after. You know what I mean? So I think this has all been a big plot going on for some time. But what makes it worse, look at this creepy picture. She's actually here emulating his mother. Like, that is creepy stuff. So anyway, once Meghan was absolutely sure that she had got her hooks into Harry, bye-bye Corey. So when Meghan first started dating Harry, we saw a very laid-back Meghan, didn't we? Very, very casual, very incognito, like I said, you know, jeans, beanie hats. Even at the Invictus Games, you know, she's wearing a white shirt, she's wearing ripped jeans. She came across as someone that was very, very casual, very, very down-to-earth. Again, this was all tricks and all ploys to convince Harry that she was a really down-to-earth girl. As we've seen since, that's not true. So now comes another reinvention of Meghan. Once it became official that they were an official couple and they got engaged, then we had the first actual outings of Meghan going out with Harry to meet people. And we saw the shy Meghan, didn't we? The sweet Meghan, the giggling Meghan, the hand on her face, the shocked Meghan. She was coy. She was, you know, hanging on to Harry's every word, almost standing behind him, so nervous, clutching onto him. I saw straight through this because I'd seen so many pictures of Meghan prior, because I'd started looking into her when she first came on the scene. Yet the papers were falling over themselves, talking about how wonderful she is, how sweet she is, how much that she's going to be a wonderful breath of fresh air for the monarchy. Any one of us that dared question her intentions and the rush for her to get into this family, that was it. We were racist trolls. We were outed to the media. We were the bad people. Now I think more and more people are on our side and can see through it all. So this shy Meghan, you couldn't make it up. This is the same woman that is on and off, that's been on and off TV programmes, flirting with talk show hosts, literally wearing next to no clothing, strutting herself down every sort of carpet event that she could get to. You know, she's laughing and joking, she's winking. This woman knows how to flirt, she knows how to throw herself at men. She literally was wrapping people around their little finger, yet here we saw, oh, shy Meghan, sweet Meghan, she's so overwhelmed by it all. No, she wasn't. It was a very, very bad act. Meghan's relationship with Harry is what catapulted her to fame. She was not this big celebrity that the newspapers seemed to try and bend, and her PR team. She was not a Hollywood starlet. She was not a Hollywood star. She was a Hallmark actress for a couple of really bad films. And she was on Suits. She wasn't even the main character in Suits. She was a fluff part. Vanity Fair, do you think Vanity Fair would have been interested in Meghan before she met Harry? No, so she's grabbed onto this. Wild about Harry. Ooh, where have we seen that before? That's not creepy at all, is it? Yet another one where she's copying Diana. Now, Meghan did start emulating Catherine when she first came onto the scene, which is completely natural, you know. She's not used to being a duchess, so she took inspiration, I suppose, from some of Catherine's clothes. Didn't look anywhere near as well polished. But, you know, it got creepy when she started copying Catherine's mannerisms. That, to me, is like a sociopath. That is someone that doesn't know how to be herself. She just seems to copy people. And then when it got really creepy, it was the copying Diana. Oh my God, how many outfits. I mean, from maternity to everything. This is a whole different level of creepy. Yeah, for sure. Wear a few bits of jewellery or something, or wear maybe a nice shirt or something that, you know, maybe Diana wore. But this is whole different level creepy. This is Norman Bates creepy. This is going to need Harry in some sort of relationship therapy for years once this breaks down. This is ultimately one of the creepiest things I have ever seen. I love my mother-in-law's style. I wouldn't start dressing head to toe how she dresses. My God, I might think, oh, I like that scarf and get a scarf. But that's it. This is whole different level creepy. And it's not just the way she dressed. It was her mannerisms. It was the way she tried to emulate Diana. It's the way she started treating Harry like he was a child and patting and touching him. It is creepy as hell. She latches on to people's style, but in an almost obsessive way. I showed you in my last video, but here's the pictures here of her. I do believe that, you know, they've said that she absolutely admired Angelina Jolie, and she's very much dressing like her. Then you had Ivanka Trump. Then you had Tanya Kim when she was obviously scoping out seeing if she could get Tanya's boyfriend. She has no actual individual style of her own. She plagiarizes everything. Look what she did with the Vogue. Even that Vogue thing, she plagiarized another book that Australian authors. Meghan was actually one of the women that, you know, starred on the front cover of it, but she plagiarized this. She plagiarised her clothing capsule because when she went, I think it was Reuters that she had a fashion design with, they had a clothing capsule, and she's just basically copies everything. She's got no substance, no style to her. She is seriously someone that unnerves me, and she unnerved me from the beginning. It's not just the newspaper stories that came out about her and her family and her personal issues, it's the way she behaves. Meghan is completely changing with every religion, with every marriage. The shy, sweet Duchess role didn't last very long, as we saw. I mean, especially started coming unravelled once she was pregnant and once she had the baby. But gone in the place was this shy, sweet Meghan. Then we had confident Meghan, didn't we? We had, I want to speak at every event. I'll speak. You know, Harry's no longer speaking. Meghan does all the speeches. One minute she'd be crying, you know, doing really sad kind of like Diana kind of looks. Everyone's nasty to me. No one's kind to me. The next day she she's walking into an auditorium with music pumping. She's like a cross between a boxing star going into a ring for a fight and Beyonce with all that hair. This is not the same woman. This is not a woman that suffers from anxiety. This is not a woman that is, you know, so pressured under the, you know, the rules of the monarchy, because ever since she joined, she was doing her own thing. This is the problem when you're a fake person. It's only so long that you can keep the fake facade up. In the final months before Megxit, I saw a completely different type of Meghan yet again. I saw an arrogant, controlling narcissist with a god complex on a power trip, you know, and she has completely, Harry is half a quarter of the man that he was. Now, I'm not saying that Meghan is completely at fault here, but I really do see a damaged Harry. I do not see a strong, confident Harry that's suddenly become this absolute arse, you know, to coincide with his wife's relationship. She's got bigger and stronger and louder, and he's got littler and littler and littler. That to me is a narcissistic victim relationship. So now Meghan is back in LA. She's got the money, she's got the baby, she's apparently got Mel Gibson's house. I don't know quite about that one, whether that's true or not. But my point is, she's got everything that she ever wanted. So my question is Harry's number about to be up? And if it is, once this pandemic is over and we get to see Meghan back in the limelight, who's she going to reinvent herself as now? Will she be the victim of the royal family? Will she be the poor downtrodden wife of Harry, who had so many mental health disorders that she had to let him go for the safety of her and Archie? I just, you know, jumping around on Oprah's sofas. What are we going to see next? So anyway, I'm going to catch up tomorrow with some of the news stories that have been coming out, and I will be doing another video with you guys tomorrow. My husband is now back at work, so you have my undivided attention. So I'll be back with you very soon. Take care, guys.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers the time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.